to Black to Business, the radio show for the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. And we're here today with my fabulous guest. And I would like to say thank you to all of you who are taking your lunch break, our own lunch break, while we're here doing the show. Listening audience, and please, 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 in the words of James Brown, call in. Talk to us at 504-582-9422. So let's get to it. Today's guest is Miss Latasha Glass, owner of Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise. Miss Glass, I know
Hi.
you have been with the Chamber for a while, and I know you have done a lot of work with the Chamber, and you are a trainer with most of the LED programs for the Chamber. And please tell us, who is Latasha Glass?
So, Latasha Glass, I am a native of Tallulah, Louisiana. So, I'm a
Okay.
country girl.
Yeah, Tallulah.
I moved here in 2009 with my family. And now I am the proud owner of Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise, formerly known as Phoenix Prodigy Consulting Firm. And at Phoenix Prodigy, I am also running an organization who is 8A certified, women owned certified. So there we actually help other business owners and organizations with their back office. Um, and we're headquartered in Greater New Orleans area.
Okay.
So we do support local businesses and organization with project management, logistics, and infrastructure development.
Got it. So, what inspired you to launch Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise?
So you'll be amazed that business chose me. I didn't choose business.
Okay.
So my background is in healthcare management. And in 2020, I had a stroke. And so the doctor said, I'll never walk again. I'll
Really?
never work. Absolutely. And so just with that spark, with that fire, and that little faith of a mustard seed, I didn't give up on myself. You know, I had a family to provide for and a lifestyle that I had created for myself. And such, with that business organization and business management skill for corporate America, I transitioned into opening my own firm.
Okay.
And so, just with that spark of wanting the desire to help others who may have fallen short, or for others who was going through any adversity, to show them that it was possible, I created the firm to assist those in those areas.
Gotcha. So, where's the Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise located?
So we're located on the West Bank, the best bank,
All
right?
right.
So we're located at 4657 West Bank Expressway, Suite 117 in Monroe, Louisiana. And we're inside the DBA Business Center.
All right. Cruising down the street real slow. What the fellas be yelling? So, to my MC Thick fans out there and everybody else that know a little bit of something about Marrero, shout out to my brother Steve Spider-Man Smith, a product of Marrero, and a shout out to everybody in Marrero. And with all that being said, what makes the Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise a special place for you personally and professionally?
Personally, for me, it helps me and our team to give back to those who are in need. A lot of our programs are designed for those who are still working in their business
Okay.
alongside of in their business and on their business. In addition to, they may have just gotten started, so they may have a 9 to 5, right? And so, a lot of the resources that are available to them, you know, during that time of their working in their business during the day, we offer trainings after 6, so between 6 and 10 p.m., and on the weekends. So being able to touch those individuals to still be able to offer them those resources, that's what's really helped me and our organization.
So, tell us about those trainings that you offer.
Yes, so we offer an array of trainings. So of course, having the strict firm business development is not just the TikTok made me do it methods, right?
Mm.
So there are strategic plans that go align with which industry you're in. So we do target industries who are in the logistics area. We do service other industries, but that's our specialty. So we help business owners to be compliant. We help them with their marketing. We help them with their systems and operations. We help to introduce them to those programs that they may not be familiar with. Many times that we're in trainings or we're in the community and we're introducing business owners to training, almost 90% of the room don't know about like SBDC, LED, and trainings of that sort.
You just call out a whole bunch of letters. So can you tell the listening audience what exactly those letters mean?
Yes. So the acronym's LED, that is the Louisiana Economic Development Program that is offered to Louisiana entrepreneurs. SEBD, that is Small Emergent Business Development. That's a program that's offered through LED training for entrepreneurs who are at least a year in business. Their net worth is 400,000 or below. Their business net worth is 1.2 million or below. They are full time in their business. They are own, operate, and control at least 51% or more in their business.
Okay. Now, with those trainings, especially the LED trainings, because I know I came and spoke at one of your graduations for one of your trainings. Can you tell us about that and what exactly that training was and what the graduates graduated from and what they are doing now?
Absolutely. So that particular training, that was a 4 week intensive cohort that was put together through the LED program. And 10 of those entrepreneurs graduated from the Beyond the Blueprint program.
Beyond the
And so
blueprint.
that program, it entailed entrepreneurs properly structuring their business from a side hustle standpoint to a CEO. So not just learning how to work on their business, but also putting on that CEO hat and having the systems in place, having the proper insurance, being able to price their products properly, and to be able to expand beyond Louisiana. So a lot of business owners, they still was wearing the hats of so much of working in the business that they couldn't be that visionary of working on their business to hire the proper team, have the proper structure. And so graduating from that program, they have now, graduated and have gotten additional contracts, hired proper team, got the proper insurance and compliance. And so I'm very proud of that program and look forward to continuing that program.
Okay, so what is next with that program?
So next with that program, we are creating a series to extend because now that we have the team, we're hiring people. What does that look like, right? Having the proper onboarding processes.
Hmm.
If you're going to hire like an HR person to manage that role and having different divisions within your program. And so with that, we want to also collaborate with the community to be able to expand and have more than just 10 participants, right? Because we saw what happened, the fire behind those 10 participants. And if we know that we can reach more with different programs, that we can make a difference in the community.
Okay, so how does one get involved or enroll into the program that you're speaking of?
So in that program, because it is a LED SCBD program, one has to be SCBD certified. That's for
Hmm.
one. So the qualifications I listed before, but also has to go through one of the intermediaries. So in Louisiana, there are 18 intermediaries, with the chamber being one of them as well. So contact an organization like the chamber to see when is such program being offered. And once they enroll in the programs, it will start as such.
Cool. So you can contact the chamber at norbcc.chairman2025@gmail.com. That is yours truly. And as you can see or as you can hear, because this is a listening audience, unless you are on Facebook, then you can see us. But if you want to get involved in this conversation, because I do have the guru sitting to my right, and with all things knowledgeable about being an entrepreneur, call 504-582-9422. You can get your questions, your concerns answered right now at this time. And guess how much it costs? Free 99 to get those answers today. So we're gonna keep going with the with everything that we have going here, and we're gonna keep going with this conversation. So beyond running Phoenix Prodigy Enterprise, how are you involved in the local community?
So I'm involved in a local community. So as you mentioned, I am assistant with some programs with the chamber. I'm also an industry expert with program SCORE. If the listening audience aren't familiar with SCORE, SCORE is a free program as well that offer technical assistance and free trainings for entrepreneurs, and also other nonprofits such as Fund 17, Xavier University with the SCBDC. So I'm giving back where I can
Right.
in the community, but also they can catch me at different networking events. So I'm always out in the community at different networking events. but majority of the time they can catch me at the chamber.
All right, I see that the phone lines are lit up, and I have not been paying attention, so I truly apologize. On line one, we have T. Campbell. T. Campbell, you're on the air, and whoever just called and hung up, please call back.
Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, T. Campbell, you're on the air.
Hi. I was just called. My name is Tomanisha. The person couldn't get it, but that's okay. Tomanisha Campbell. I actually was one of the 10 in Latasha's cohort, and I just wanted to call in to comment on the resources that I was able to receive. I've been in business for about 4 years now,
Okay.
and being in business, there are things that you don't pay attention to while you're working in your business. But when you're able to take a step back, Latasha helped us to, visualize, the additional paperwork that was needed to keep us, compliant. And I
Got it.
truly appreciate everything that we received in this cohort.
All right, thank you.
No
Anything else?
problem.
Mrs. Tasha, you got anything to say?
Yes, Miss Campbell, tell us a little bit about your business and where you were when you started the program and where you are now. Like some things, some deliverables that you received through the cohort.
Okay, my business is Humble Kings Medical Transportation INC. We
All right.
do non-emergency medical transportation within the local New Orleans, Jefferson Parish, and Saint Bernard area. Um, when starting the cohort, Latasha gave us a transparent disclaimer that some things you may know, some things you may not know, and some things we'll go in depth with. And I will say, as far as we started off with the beginning was just from scratch,
Mm,
basically how to start a business. So even if you were in business, it was just from inception to you basically running your business. So basically, we started off with the paperwork, everything that was needed from Secretary of State, articles of operation, agreements, licenses, everything that you could possibly. We probably wouldn't even think of everything, but she had it all. And then after that, we went on to compliance. We in every industry that was on in the cohort, she found someone to speak to us personally in reference to our business. And I truly appreciate that because just being in business, like I said, I've been in business for 4 years, and I would honestly say that I'm blessed to be one of the people that are still in business. But there are a lot of businesses that fail because they don't have the proper paperwork in place. And Latasha actually helped us walk through that process to make sure that we were compliant and so much more.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Campbell.
All right. Thank y'all. Have a good day.
All right, you do the same and enjoy your holiday. All right, Miss
All right.
Glass, what message do you want to send to aspiring entrepreneurs in the community?
Well, want to actually give a message like it helped me as well, not to give up. So we know that times get hard. We know that we may not have a lot of support, family wise or what have you. And when those times get hard, we tend to, as human, just give up. But just knowing that there are resources out there, my message is to not give up.
Don't give up.
Just keep
Don't give
going.
up. Keep
Yes.
going. Keep moving forward.
Yes.
Have you collaborated with any other local businesses or organizations?
Yes, since starting the firm, we've expanded and I've collaborated with other businesses in partnership. In addition to within the last 2.5 years, we've helped over 200 businesses
Wow.
get certified, get access to grants, structure to get capital, build personal and business credit. So over 200 businesses.
Okay, what are some of the biggest challenges you face as an entrepreneur?
Scaling too fast.
All right, explain.
So one of the biggest challenges were that I hired before I had systems
Ah,
and I took on too many projects without having the capacity to. In business, we're seeing, oh, the money's rolling, the opportunities are coming, so we're grabbing it and going.
right, right.
But not having the proper systems and teams put in place, that can be detrimental to any business. You can actually fail from scaling too fast. So
Got
I also want to encourage business owners just because the opportunities are there, make sure that you're ready for that opportunity before agreeing to take it.
it. Okay. So, and how do you navigate the ups and downs of owning a business?
Navigating owning the business is being the visionary and hiring my weaknesses and hiring experts in those areas to whereas hey, I know I should wear every hat or at least know, the roles in every hat, so walk in all of the shoes, but that doesn't mean that I have to be that expert in that area. So for instance, I'm not an accountant. However, we have an accountant on standby and on our team, right? I'm not an attorney. However, we have an attorney. So having that core team is going to be very instrumental for business.
Cool,
And so
cool.
that's how we navigate our business and challenges because if it's an area to where is I'm not that expert, then we have the proper team in place to navigate that area and that division.
What advice would you give to someone looking to start a business in the New Orleans area?
Someone looking to start a business in New Orleans, I highly recommend that they do the research, connect and collaborate with organizations such as the Chamber of Commerce, programs like the LED programs, so that they are aware of what's going on, not just, in business, but in that industry. So you can have a coach or a mentor that is, in your particular industry, and it will really help you to navigate challenges versus someone who just have general knowledge.
Right. So, how do you balance running multiple businesses while staying engaged with the community?
My business and my personal life is faith driven.
Mm,
And so I lead my day with faith, prayer, meditation. So when it comes to balance, I understand that, hey, I have to run by a calendar, right? So everything goes where everything flows, right? And so if it's family time, it's even on my calendar, right?
gotcha.
And so being able to balance it falls back again to having that expert. So just because we get an opportunity in the firm doesn't mean that I have to be the one to produce. So we can still generate revenue even when I'm sleeping, right? Or even when I'm not present.
Right.
And so that's what I encourage other business owners as well to have passive income, diversify your income, hire other experts in your business so that when you need to take a step back and focus on family, faith, or yourself, then your business can continue to run.
Okay. So, you spoke of faith, and you spoke of two things that are very, very important prayer and meditation. And, often known and always was told that prayer is when you talk to God, and meditation is when you listen to what He has to say. And believe it or not, He will talk to you at the most, the times that you don't even think it in. And those voices in your head, a lot of people say, hey, I have a voice in my head, or this, that, and the other. You just got to listen.
You have to
And
listen.
and once you do listen after he has spoken to you, then you got to act. You got to move. A lot of people be like, you know what, I'm not doing that right now.
Right.
But faith without work is what?
That.
There it is. So you got to keep staying alive. What are some key lessons you've learned in your journey as a business owner?
Some key lessons that I've learned has been that having the right person, but in the wrong seat.
Mm,
So remember that I said, yes, I've
speak on it.
hired
Speak on it.
and I've, had to let people go.
Mm,
A lot of things in small business, we hire sometime with emotions. So it may be a family member or someone that's close to you. So you want to give everybody an opportunity,
right,
right? But just because this person is close to you or came recommended and you hire them in that position, they may be the right person for the firm
right,
or what have you, but just not in that seat. So we
right.
have to know how to navigate and put them in the right place so that everything can run and be aligned.
All right, so somebody may be eating lunch right now. When you're chewing, you really can't hear. So I need everybody to stop eating right now, and I want Miss Glass to say what you said again.
So hiring the right person in the wrong seat can be
Mm,
detrimental. Okay. So when you're hiring, we get it that, the budget may be tight or what have you. So we may have hired family members or friends or someone that we just think that we're going to put someone in that seat to just have everything flowing. But if you put the wrong person, the right person for the firm, but in the wrong seat, that could be detrimental to your business. So always know that when you're hiring, you're not just hiring from emotions or connections from families. Hire that right expert, hire that right individual for that position.
all right, I hope y'all caught that. What other businesses do you own or plan to open in the future?
Well, in the near future, we plan to operate with a nonprofit. So we've been able to help quite a few businesses from a for-profit standpoint, but we know that we can reach even more with a nonprofit. So
Okay.
we're looking to operate an organization which will be through the community to assist those in the logistics area.
So, what legacy do you want to leave as a business owner in this community?
In this community, you may not remember my name, but you will remember how I made you feel.
Ah,
And so my legacy is faith, family, and feeling.
please say that again.
So you may not remember my name, but you will remember how I made you feel. So the legacy that I want to leave is faith, family, and feeling. So when I'm gone and have passed on, you will remember how we at Phoenix Prodigy has made you feel felt.
All right. Faith, family, and feelings. I like that. Three F's. Um, what did the name Phoenix Prodigy Enterprises come from?
So remember earlier I mentioned that hey, I started this firm. It all was brewed from having my stroke, right?
Right.
So everyone should know that Phoenix is rising from the ashes.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from feeling like I was on a pedestal in corporate America, right, just advancing and going to the roof. After having that stroke, I had to start completely over. So it's like I was in the pitfalls of the fire, right?
Mm.
So starting that business, listening to that faith-driven voice that was in my head from God, I asked, "You want me in this business?" Because I was really having a conversation like, "You got the wrong person, Lord.
Right,
Like
right.
this ain't me." Right? But after really sitting there having that, because it was during the pandemic, having that conversation with God, like, hey, this you've chosen me. This is something that I desire to do. I'm passionate about helping others was my thing. That's why I was in healthcare, right? And so now that I was the chosen one to help others, I wanted God to give me, like you said, that voice is going to come at any time, right?
Right.
And that was the name that was given, Phoenix, because I was rising from the ashes, and so those that I'm helping with that adversity and overcome their barriers, they too will rise from the ashes.
Got it. So, how can people get in contact with you?
So I can be reached at 504-209-7724. So that's our office line. Or you can simply visit us on the website, www.phoenixprodigy.com. That's PhoenixProdigy.com. Or they can simply visit our location at 4657 West Bank Expressway, Suite 117, Marrero, Louisiana, inside DBA Business Center.
All right. So, as you know, this is the Black to Business. That's the radio show with from the New Orleans Region Black Chamber of Commerce. We also will call the Black to Business Community Calendar. So, as we know, as we know, this is Essence Fest week. On Friday, we're celebrating the birth of our beloved United States of America. So everybody should be off on Friday doing their things, and most people are barbecuing and all that other kind of stuff. So from Friday till Sunday, it's Essence Fest weekend. So if you're at the Essence Fest, please be there. Please go and enjoy the shows. Enjoy everything that the Essence Fest has for you. On Saturday, the Phi Iota chapter of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated will host an all-white party called Pearl Jam at the Carver Theater. So that will be on Saturday, 7/5/25. On 7/23/25, New Orleans Region Black Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a membership meeting at the auditorium at the SUNO School of Business Incubator at the auditorium. So please check your calendars. Please mark it on your calendar. If you're a member of the chamber, you will be getting an email with regard to that. Also, on October the 3rd, 2025, we will have our Women's in Business event at Xavier, here on the campus of Xavier University in the the auditorium. So please stay tuned and look out for that. And please register to be there. If you're a vendor, please get a vendor spot to come. We will have single tickets. We will have tables. So please put it on your calendar to be there. You will be hearing more information on a weekly and basis with regard to that. And we would like to thank everybody who came out to our Men's Empowerment Conference on this past Friday. We had a lot of different speakers there, and I think everybody walked away with something that they will be able to use. So, Ms. Glass, do you have any closing remarks for the listening audience for today and for the future?
Absolutely. I do want to let the audience know that when I became a member of the chamber, the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, that really opened up so many doors for me. And so that's why I am really adamant about giving back and helping the chamber, because the chamber has helped me tremendously. So
All
I
right.
encourage all of you all to definitely become a member and collaborate with the chamber.
And from here on, as your boy said on one of the movies, From Infinity to Beyond, we're going to be here with the chamber. And every Wednesday at noon, we will be Black to Business. And next week, we will have from Black Dollars Matter, Miss Anitra Brown, who will be our guest next week. So please tune in. Either watch us on Facebook or listen to us on WBOK 12:30 a.m. every Wednesday, each and every Wednesday. We're going to be Black to Business. So as we leave y'all on this day, but catch y'all on next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and peace.
Wow.